I'll say something to you that sounds like a motherfucker made it up, and it's really in the news. The FBI, our FBI, said they don't know whose cocaine was at the White House. What? What type of investigation did you do? I don't know what the f*** is going on. We don't know whose it is. It was in Hunter Biden's room. It said Hunter's blow on the bag. What do you mean, whose cocaine?
People out here are really rude to the fat. I'm telling you, they go out of their goddamn way to be rude to you, you know? I go in this dress shop, I ask this bride, you got anything to make me look thinner? She says, yeah, how's about a month in Bangladesh?
But we all gotta stay off that cocaine, goddamn. And see a motherfucker come out the bathroom backstage, has some coke right here. You gotta leave that coke alone. That cocaine is 99 and 0. That shit fuck my pops up. My pops used to use heroin. Motherfuckers be thinking cocaine, what? How you think they built the pyramids? Cocaine been around since the Egyptian days. Motherfuckers talking about, it's a mystery how the pyramids was. No, that was that cocaine. You ever see a motherfucker on coke? He could carry a building, motherfucker be strong. You can always tell when a motherfucker using cocaine. Cause the motherfucker, they all do this one thing. In the middle of a sentence, they all go,
You're gonna be married to a woman that knows that you ain't shit no more. A woman is gonna look at you and go, honey, what the fuck are you doing? You're 45, you're fat, you're diabetic. You wanna die here, babe? Cause I get excited too, you know, after an MMA fight, you know, a Mexican wins, I yell out the window, I shall fuck somebody up. My wife looks at me, honey, don't forget what happened to you at Little Caesars last week. Remember, honey, your flip-flop ripped and you twisted your ankle? All the managers and employees were fucking you up. Even the guy that was there for a job interview fucked you up. They hired him after he kicked you in the head. They said, that's what I call leadership.
Simple, honest, direct language. There's no shame attached to the word cripple that I can find in any dictionary. No shame attached to it. In fact, it's a word used in Bible translations. Jesus healed the cripples. Doesn't take 7 words to describe that condition. But we don't have any cripples in this country anymore. We have the physically challenged. Is that a grotesque enough evasion for you? How about differently abled? I've heard them called that, differently abled. You can't even call these people handicapped anymore. They'll say, we're not handicapped, we're handy-capable. These poor people have been bullshitted by the system into believing that if you change the name of the condition, somehow you'll change the condition.
I mean, like, I don't want to, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to fight you. Like, if you're yelling at me, go ahead and yell at me. I don't even care. You want to say some curse words at me? Say some curse words. I don't even care. But if you are right here in my face, like if our eyelashes is braided together, I will cut you.
And here's the wild shit about foster care. They start sending you to therapy right away. 7 years old, talking to a therapist. And you know the state can't afford the expensive therapists, so they get these white girls fresh out of college. Right? They only seen black people in pamphlets and shit. You know, they don't. And they try to be relatable and shit. I would fire them all the time. Fuck you, bitch, fuck you. Right? Because they would always start off the same way. Hey, listen, little man, says here you've been traumatized. Yeah, and you having trouble trusting adults. But you can trust me. I'm Dr. Trust. Anything you say to me is just between you and I. In fact, it's against the law for me to share it with anybody else. Unless you tell me that you're thinking about harming yourself or someone else, then I have to report that. I'd be like, okay, well, I guess we're done here, bitch, because that's all I think about is revenge.
You know, we're just totally opposites. One thing you have to understand about Latinos is that we're opposite of everyone else. And I'll tell you where I saw it. I was in a market and a guy was backing up and he was going to hit a pole in a Lexus SUV. And a guy leaves his cart and runs. Oh my God, hang on. Oh my God. Oh my God. Are your rear sensors not working? You almost hit this pole. Oh my God. I ran 86 yards to stop you. I'd get that to an authorized Lexus dealer as soon as I can.
Chris got slapped in the face at the Oscars by Will Smith, which was one of the craziest things I'd ever seen. In fact, if you watch it live on television, when it happened, I thought it was fake. I did. I wasn't sure. So, you know what I did? I waited 30, 40 minutes, and I called him. And he picked up. As soon as he picked up, he said, "You was the only nigga I had to answer the phone for." Apparently, Obama and Oprah, everybody had called this nigga to see if everything was all right. So I asked him, I go, well, you know, he said, "What?" I said, "Well, did it hurt?" And he said, "Yes, nigga, it hurt." Then I knew that it was real. And then, and only then, was I offended. And I wasn't just offended that he got slapped. The real offensive part was that after he slapped him, this nigga Will just sat down and enjoyed the rest of his evening. It was crazy. And people would ask me all the time. They'd say, "Dave, what would you do if you were Chris Rock and Will Smith slapped you in the face?" And to this day, the answer is the same. I don't know what I would have done. I've never been in a situation that extreme. But I do know now what Will Smith would not have done. That is, enjoy the rest of his evening. I have a great reputation in show business, but in comedy, I'm what's known as a lazy comedian, which is crazy because I work all the time, but that's not why they call me lazy. They call me lazy because I do shows sometimes, 20,000 people be in the crowd. And I'll tell a joke, and they'll all look at me like I'm crazy. But 3 or 4 people will laugh really hard. And I'll be on stage like, "Yeah, that's good enough." Well, this next joke is one of those jokes that it's not, you know what I mean? I like to tell it, but it never does good. But I'm going to do it. You know why it doesn't do good? I'm not good at impressions, but this is an impression. You ready? Okay. This is not going to work. All right, this is my impression. It's my impression of the dead people on the Titanic. He didn't let me finish. This is my impression of the dead people on the Titanic as the submersible was approaching their ship. That's good enough. All right, here it goes. I'm gonna do it. Okay, here it goes. Join us in our watery grave. Oh, buddy, that's funny to me. Listen, that is a funny way to die. 20 years from now, on my 70th birthday, I'm going to take a submersible to see the submersible. Hopefully by then it should work. My wife hates that joke. You know,
you can talk about me all the fuck you want. I don't give a fuck. I got mine, goddammit. You better hustle and get yours.
"Fuck you, Dave Chappelle." I said, "Excuse me?" She said, "I worked all week for this shit, and this show sucks." The whole crowd band together and started chanting, "We want our money back. We want our money back." I said, "Oh, shit." I snapped out of it. "Good people of Detroit, hear me. Hear me now. You will never get your fucking money back." I said, "I'm like Evel Knievel. I get paid for the attempt. I didn't promise this shit would be good." Boo, they said, "Fuck you." This went on for a long time. And then after the show, I felt so bad, I took half of the money from the show, thousands of dollars. I said, I'm going to give this to charity. You know what I did? I bought $25,000 worth of bubble gum and drove around Detroit and handed it out to the homeless so they could chew it and still be hungry.
I saw this comedian one time. He was stereotyping Mexicans. He said Chewbacca from Star Wars is Mexican because his name is Chewie. And he's a mechanic. And he rolls all his R's. First of all, Chewbacca is too tall to be Mexican. If anybody Mexican in Star Wars is R2-D2. His name sounds Spanish, Arturito. Arturito. He even speaks Spanish, Arturito.
Let me ask you this. Who do you think is running this country? Guess. Look at all the white people. I am so scared right now. I'm so scared. I wanted to try to find a guy to do tile, but now I'm afraid to ask. I am so scared. The guy next to me looked like he does drywall, but I'm assuming right now they are all gang related. Let's go.
Please, I don't need that. I had that in the Marine Corps. That's right. Clap. Oh, these stories I'm going to tell you about. I'll tell you what your reaction will be to my next story. See, when I get to the punchline, there'll be silence, giggles, and snickers, then laughs. Watch. These two girls were walking down the street, and one girl hunched the other. She said, "Hey, girl, look across the street. Isn't that your husband coming out the florist?" She said, "Yes, damn it, he's got 24 roses." She said, "I'm going to have to keep my legs up in the air 3 days." Her girlfriend looked at her and said, "Well, why don't you get a vase?" That's the way to laugh, honey. That's the way. Throw your neck back and enjoy yourself. It's pretty. Wish I like white women.
It's funny when you bring up Down syndrome, you can always tell who's never been around it in their lives. Like if I tell people, if I'm like, yeah, I have family members with Down syndrome, people that have never been around it are always, oh, like Down syndrome is the fucking end of the world. Are they okay? Are they doing okay? It's like, they're doing better than everybody I know. They're the only dudes I know having a good time pretty consistently. Sorry they're not on fucking Adderall and anti-anxiety like the rest of us. They're on fucking Capri Suns. Having a good time. Dude, my Uncle Danny sneaks grilled cheese sandwiches into restaurants just in case they don't serve grilled cheese sandwiches. It's the best. You'll be out to dinner with him, you look across the table, you see him sneaking a grilled cheese. Yo, where'd you get that cheese, Danny? His dad's with him, he's like, that fucker, he's been making them at night, I know he is. I'm not making them at night, Dad. And he'll look at you and be like, I'm making them at night.
Man, appreciate y'all for riding with us today on Squatch Tube. You ever get that feeling like you just watched something you shouldn't have, but you can't stop smiling? Yeah, that's us. Drop a comment below. Tell me what part had you laughing, crying, or questioning reality. I read them all like they're love letters from the internet. And hey, YouTube says you're going to love that next video down there. I ain't saying they're psychic, but they might got a cousin in the Matrix. Don't forget to give this video a little thumb hug, hit subscribe, and ring that bell like you just won a prize pig contest. I'm your boy Squatch. Keep it weird, keep it wild, and I'll catch you in the next one. Stay hairy, baby.